Alright everybody, we're picking back up in our Vintage Story vanilla playthrough here. I'm gonna get us through the evening here, and we're gonna start work on that new greenhouse, I think. Because if we can get it done before, it gets too far into spring, we could actually probably go ahead and even start planting, because it's midnight out, which is probably the coldest time of day. It's negative 11 degrees Celsius, and a sun in a greenhouse like that will get you a nice +5. There it is. It just hit negative 12, so we can expect it to be at the coldest -7 to -8 in there. And if we look at some of our seeds, because realistically what I really want to do is plant more flax. Now, that'll survive -5 without any problem, but we could start planting things like our rice. Our rye seeds there would be fine. The carrots would probably be fine, and the parsnips would probably be fine. So we could probably plant that little row right there and there at this point, starting at this point in the winter. Get an early harvest in. Yeah, because it's still sitting right around that -12. So, anyways, I'm going to fast forward to morning and start that process, and I'll bring you back then. Alright, folks. I've done the initial layout for our greenhouse here, and I'm not doing a maximum size, which is 14 by 14 by 14. I'm doing effectively on the inside, which is what this will be. It's going to be 10 by 11. So it's not going to be maximum size. We're not going for maximum size, but this will be more than enough to kind of do what we want. And I'm doing 11 because that'll give me a nice even number to get a nice, door right here in the middle, in the front. I've laid the outer layer here in cobblestone, which is going to be kind of my outside. I'm going to do cobblestone supports up on the corners, and maybe along the back wall there where we don't have a good view, but I want to make most of this out of glass, just because I want to have it look nice. And I've also been laying out an area to put in more of this paved stone walkway here, which gives us a little speed boost as we walk on it. Because eventually, I'm going to make this like a double wide walkway over to here, and, along here as well. And then out. I don't know if I'll do the full front of it, but like out in part of it there. It's also letting me burn up some of my stone. But anyways, I just want to give you an update of where we're at. So yeah, I'll bring you back as I continue. Alright, folks. I'm going to bring us back, because I did a couple things while I was getting ready for, the next step of our project on building the greenhouse. First, I went ahead and finished getting enough charcoal, or firewood, I should say, to refill our charcoal pit, because, we were running a bit low on charcoal, down to like, I think 6 pieces left or something like that. So, we're going to go ahead and get this sucker going. So now I got to get this covered for that. So there we go. It's smoking nicely there. Knock the snow off the roof. So there we go. And then the other thing I did is I went out and got a bunch of medium fertility soil. Now, eventually, long term, I do want to make the entirety of this thing out of terra petra. But we don't have that right now. So we're going to start with medium fertility soil. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my dirt in here. Until I get to the very back here. Yeah, and then I'll go ahead and put my 2 terra petra there, just so they are in here. And the other thing I did is I went ahead and grabbed my bucket. And this is so that you all can see how this is going to work. I'm also going to use some of this low fertility soil as a building material. So we're going to put our water there, there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my low fertility soil and just layer it in right here so we can see where we've got our water, and just kind of keep it pinned in so it doesn't just go off all over the place. And, oh, I need to feed my character. Got distracted. Forgot to feed the character. I might have also had a slight fight with Botorn while I was out gathering all that wood. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and fill all this in. And the reason being is we're going to build up slowly but surely here. Alright, so we've got that all filled in with water. We're going to go ahead and fill in our next row of low fertility soil over here. And this low fertility soil is not going to have anything to do with the farming, outside of just helping me shape everything here. There we go. There we go. I think we've got all that filled in. Yes. Okay. And then what we do is we're going to break this out here a little bit. And we will go up and we'll just throw a low fertility block here and here. And then take our medium fertility soil and we go along like this. There we go. Almost there. Go get a bucket of water real quick before I seal that in. There. And now we're going to go up a level here. And let me go ahead and dig out these two blocks here because I don't need these to be that. There we go. Let me go ahead and get my cobblestone that we're using. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Actually, I'm gonna do something here in the back real quick while I'm sitting there thinking about it. Alright, so I'm gonna cut out a little section right here on purpose. And this is gonna be like our little back storage area. And this is one of the advantages of not making this thing max size, is I can have like a little offshoot like this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2. Let's go 5 wide here. And then that way, if we do this, put a cobblestone there, cobblestone here, then we can just fill this in. Actually, I should probably go one more out on either side there. But actually, no, it'll be fine. But we'll just do it up like this. Yeah, this will be good. So this is going to be like our little back store area. Basically, I'm going to put some chests in here to store our seeds. It's kind of the thought process I had. And since we didn't really go, you know, to our maximum size, it's very possible. It would be nice. Because again, it just has to fit within 14 by 14. As long as it does that, it counts as a greenhouse. There we go. This will be our back wall here. Beautiful. Okay. Do that there. Alright. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me go back to my low fertility soil here, because I have a whole bunch of it I need to get rid of. And you're going to see kind of what's going on here as we get this going. Now I just got to replicate that on this side. Alright. Once I get this layer done, you'll see the pattern here. There we go. And there you go. You can see basically, so we can till this, and this will be farmland, and it'll be watered by the water under these blocks. We can till this, and this will be farmland, and it will be watered by this water. And we just keep building this up as we go out layer by layer. And I'll bring you back once we're a little further along. Okay, folks. I'm going to show you the outside wall of the front of my greenhouse. We got this nice kind of glass window set up here. I'm going to get my lantern out just so it's easier to see in here, because it is getting on evening. But that's so that each level of crops is at a window level. And then, so you can see that I've continued this pattern on up. Under each layer of dirt is water thing. Now, water in Vintage Story will only water the same level it's on, which is why you have to have this layer of water here. And then I'm going to seal that off. Basically, I'll put glass or something over top of it. And I've got my glass with me, so actually we'll go ahead and work on that. Here, I'll put this in my offhand so we continue to have light. So since that's going to be a wall, we'll go ahead and seal her in here. Because that way, that'll keep us within our limit we wanted. There we go. I'm going to have to make some more cobblestone to finish her off. But this will give us our general shape here. Yeah, so a few more bits of cobblestone. I actually had to go and get more clay because I've run myself out of clay and a medium fertility soil making this thing. But let's go ahead and start filling in our back wall here. Because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to match kind of the front wall here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, we'll go up one more layer here. Yeah, I'm using up a lot of glass. I'm going to have to make some more glass too, I think. That's okay. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll go across here. Yeah, there we go. We'll fill this in here in the back. As long as it's sealed like that, that's good enough. We're sealing it in. And that way we're not sticking it too far out in the back there. But there we go. There. So there's that. We'll go to the side over here. I've actually got some more fire clay bricks being made as well, so I can make some more blueberries to make some more glass. But we'll probably stop the cobblestone roughly here. What I'll probably do now, I'm going to go ahead and put up one more layer of glass, like right here, because I want this too high up here so I can more easily stand here. We'll put cobblestone on the corners there. There we go. That way we can kind of see what it's going to look like. So we are getting very close. Alright, but I'll bring you back when we get the next bit of cobblestone and glass ready. Alright, folks. I'm going to have to stop there for this episode, I think. But we made good progress on our greenhouse. It's not the most beautiful greenhouse in the world, I'll admit that. Like, I've seen a lot prettier builds. But it's because of these V-shaped walls here, the way I've designed them. But I intend to kind of continue the V-shape up just to this level and go straight across. I don't want to go too high because I don't want to hit that 14 block height. And we're going to see if that's going to work out for us. I'm going to have to make some more glass, which means I'm going to have to combine some more quartz. But that's not the end of the world. So I'm going to do that off camera. And get that smelting up. I put a storage chest back there for, you know, our seeds. And also I'm going to put this extra side that I found in there, because I put a tool rack back there. But that's kind of how it's going. And I think once it's done, it'll be nice and productive. And I need to bring in my hoe. Put my hoe in here. So we can till this up. And as we end this episode, we are ending on the 8th day of February, so we're getting close to spring here. It's, you know, we'll call March springtime. These little crops have somehow survived you know, all winter. I don't really know how that's happened. It doesn't make sense. They shouldn't have, but they did. Um, but anyways, thank you all for watching. This has been Thalan McRom with my vanilla playthrough of Vintage Story. This episode is probably going to end up pretty short after I cut out all the like back and forth and running around and stuff. And, you know, I know it's not very exciting in winter, but hopefully y'all will enjoy seeing the finished greenhouse, and we'll be able to get that going, hopefully, the next, you know, day or two in-game, depending on how long it takes me to do all the mining. But yeah, I hope y'all are enjoying. Leave comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think this greenhouse design is worthwhile? You know, whatever. I love hearing from you guys, and you all have a great one, and we'll catch you in the next episode.